right, folks, we're back. This is Thalassa. She is currently stealthy as a mofo because I'm going to be doing a lot of sneaky Pete, getting up into pretty close range because I need to throw flash fire from, visible line of sight. So that'll make it harder than, let's say, something you drop around the corner like Earth Control. Fire's controls pretty much a really up in your face type of control set. I'd say it's kind of like plant or unlike plant where you can have to throw seeds. You got to throw flash fire. Plant where you've got creepers you can drop around the corner. You can drop bonfire around the corner. But other than that, you got to get up close personal with things like your PBOE. You want to leverage your hot feet aura. You're gonna have to get up there and do some damage, and you're gonna want to anyway because you got the hot feet, you got the bonfire you can drop underneath them. Got your imps are gonna be pounding on stuff at close range, all that cool stuff. Let me go ahead and summon those imps. Speaking of, and similar to what I was talking about with plant control, you got to keep your eye on your little pets because they like to just frickin' charge in there and aggro stuff. But that's one of the reasons why you do want to take smoke if you can, because you can lower the perception of a bunch of foes as well as lower their to hit. So I'm going to do that. Then let me see. I'm going to go ahead and click my secondary mutations. Get a little buff out of that. Defense, perception, accuracy. All right, let's go ahead and begin building for domination, aka perma domination. Make sure I got all my stuff ready to go. Yeah. All right, got the imps are good. Just gotta familiarize myself with the layout. That's all I'm doing. You can see here I've got the injection. That's status protection for these little monkeys. So it's part of the medicine pool. So I'm gonna get these guys a little buff. And then I've got my 8 others here, so you can see that it's about a 3-4 second recharge, but I have to be pretty close for it to work. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and gear up. Throw this sucker. I don't have Permadom ready yet, but bonfire will do the trick. Boom, boom, boom. This is overall pretty high damage combo. Don't chase him, guys. Silly imps. Once I get Permadom up, I can play with these guys more. So I don't see contamination triggering with my single target blasts. So as I mentioned, that's a problem. As far as if you're trying to rely upon, if you look at radiation assault as a winner because you can get some healing out of it, I think you're mistaken. I think it's a bad call. But again, keep your eye on it. You can see when contamination triggers. All right, so you see that flash fire was my opener last time. Here I can just go ahead and open with bonfire. Start knocking them down. I can throw rain of fire. As you can tell, bonfire is not a guaranteed I win. They have to be pretty close together. And aside from that, you've got me taking a whole bunch of damage. So with this character, I think your options are pretty straightforward. Kill. Don't mess around and try to get cute. I'm yet to punch anybody. That's why with this set, if you were gonna bother putting a heal in this, you should have made it so that the blasts will trigger contaminate. Otherwise, there's really no point. I mean, I don't think I've spread contamination yet. And if you do want to get it to heal, you pretty much have to be. That's what you're gonna have to try to do. Is just punch. So you find yourself spending all your time doing stuff like that. So now if I want to heal, I have to do this. It's got this long, glacially long animation. And you've only got, I think, just the 2 single targets will spread contamination. Like, all right, I've taken some damage. I gotta try to heal. The other problem with that heal, because it's interruptible, is against stuff like Longbow, where they got those sonic grenades, it just ruins it. So I think again, if I could do it over, I wouldn't take medicine. Not that I can't respec, but going back in time would be nice to never have taken it. This guy's stuck. So really, your just best bet is just go and demolish crap. I'm a little bit slow here, so I'm trying to figure out my controls again, where I put my powers. Because I'm pretty just muscle memory with them. Alright, I'm going to summon my other imp to get him back over here. Barrier out. Okay, I've taken damage. I want to heal myself. Oh, I wish contaminate would trigger. Oh wait, he's dead. I can't do it. Oh, come back. I need to heal. Oh no, you're dead too. Okay, you see the problem here, guys? So either they need to give radiation assault the electrical assault treatment, where I think everything does the shocked or whatever now, or just get rid of that power and swap it with something else. I don't know how hard it would be to make contaminated trigger with the blasts of radiation, but I mean, that's the solution here. Again, I'm sitting here taking damage. I'd like to heal myself, but either the guy is dead or the guy I want to hit is not the one that's next to me. Somebody's still alive, man. So, medicine set to me is a great example of a good on paper. Looks good on paper. Oh, by the way, the tier 5 or whatever the what's that one called? Medicine pool. That's just total trash. Don't even bother with that one. It makes it sound like it's going to help you become this great healer. What's it, field medic or something like that? Yeah, there's something. I think it's this one. The way it works is it's ridiculous. If I could pull up the info on it, no, it doesn't look like it. Anyway, trust me, it's trash. Don't take it. I do think that smoke is pretty mandatory on a fire, to be honest. It's because of the odds that you're. Oh, look, I can get contaminated. There we go, my first one. So you get the 3 ticks at 93. Anyway, smoke, because your imps are so jumping all over the place that they easily trigger aggro because they get seen. And another problem with the oop, look, I got interrupted. Other problem with medicine and the imps is that you got 3 of them to try to heal. So the likelihood that they're gonna get hit or somebody's gonna be dead is pretty high. I'm gonna get you into trouble. That last imp is getting crushed over there. I'll help you. So I really shouldn't have to click so many inspirations against these lower levels, but you don't have much choice because the imps just aggro that whole other group. And they get killed quick, and then boom, they're on top of you. If you're trying to save them with your heals, it's not very easy because they get out of range. You got 3 of them to choose from. You can get interrupted. So yeah, just not a good idea. I keep meaning to actually respect this character, but I had so many other characters I was messing with that it really didn't seem, super important to do. But whatever. I think to really see what this build can do, I'd like to get her some more defenses other ways. So either go with some more defense powers. I'm going to heal myself. Some damage resistance or more defense like stealth. I don't want to say hover, but weave. See if I can get this guy contaminated. Another thing you could do to make it so contamination is more reliable is if you click your fusion power, that should automatically give you the contaminated, the ability to spread contamination. with your next punch or however long fusion lasts. All right, so there you go. I think I triggered Contaminated once to get the heal with Radiation Siphon. I mean, it's it's you have to be strategic with it. And I don't think you should be trying to be strategic with a heal that you need to live. All right, let's get the next mission up. Let me pause this. I'm gonna do it a +3 times 8, and we'll see. I'm actually a little bit hesitant because I took a bunch of damage. I'm gonna try to be much more aggressive though, and just say screw it and just blast and smash. We'll see if that helps. All right, we are back with the next mission. I am set to +3 times 8, so I'll see 53s and 54s. It's the council again. And as I mentioned, I'm going to just going to go ahead and be more aggressive. And just, good offense is the best defense, right? Oh, wait, did I just contaminate with that blast? Alright, maybe it does work. Well, that'd be the first. Unless fusion did trigger it. I have to pay attention to that more. See if it's fusion that does it. I don't know. Alright, come on, fellas. Get over here. 1, 2. There he is. A little late to the party. Alright, let's do this. Do this. Damn, I'm getting wrecked. Okay, get contamination on him. All right. Even though I have really good recovery, my endurance is still getting low. I just triggered the heal again, and I'm not sure how. So I thought I missed the guy. So I think the medicine pool, that heal, is more of a spot heal post combat. Alright, so I just saw my cone contaminated, but it doesn't say it has contaminate. Maybe the detailed description has it. Info. Hitting contaminate. Yeah, so it does have a contamination effect. What about this one? All right, so it's according to the detailed descriptions, they do have chance to contaminate, whereas they don't mention it in the short descriptions. The thing that says special is the contamination. All right, so the blasts do contaminate. Now, I would think you would agree that it sure is a hell of a low proc chance because I've been blasting the crap out of stuff and I'm only just seeing it a couple of times. So I don't know. Maybe the single targets are bugged or something. I think I've really only noticed it with few what is it? Electron haze. This guy needs a spot heal. All right, here's a good place to do the around the corner either rain of fire or bonfire, but I'm going to throw Bonnie here. Oh god, guys, why? Why are you going up there? Let's just unleash. How many guys are up there? Jesus. Okay, let's hope this guy gets contaminated so I can get a little heal off of him. Nope. I think the moral of the story is if you are relying upon radiation siphon as your primary savior's heal, no. I mean, I'm purposely trying to trigger it and it's barely firing. I'd like to see if you click fusion, it should just guarantee radiation siphon procs that if you hit with it. Like I'm getting a lot of 54s here. Get in there, fellas. if I get a heal. Still no. Let's hope he's contaminated. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe the contaminated just doesn't appear a lot of times. And they actually are contaminated. I don't know. Here's what I want to do. I want to throw this up here. Get all my imps back out. I don't know if he's contaminated. Let's find out. Nope. All right, so he got contaminated. He's kicking my ass. Yes, this build puts out really high damage, but man, you are taking a beating. So I think, yeah, for sure, if you like the high damage, I think if you can get your something a little bit higher, defense, resistance, something, you've got a pretty powerful build here. And they're about to die. Let's keep throwing rain and pain in there. Your guy's stuck in the ceiling there. Two bosses. All right, we're looking for the glowy. It's down here somewhere. It was in the other room. Oh, there it is, behind me. All right. That was that. So there you go. You're looking at solid high damage, right? You can crank it out. Survivability, though, is definitely questionable, just given the sheer amount of damage you're taking, because you have pretty much non-existent defenses. Your imps are prone to aggro and pull stuff on you, so that's going to make it more dangerous just because of that. Your controls are a little bit on the weak side if you think about it. You got flash fire, which is great. You know, you're stunning a bunch of guys, but anybody you miss is then gunning for you. Uh, Bonfire is solid, but again, it's not super reliable because the guys, even though they're flopping, occasionally they're gonna pop up and shoot, or there's like that initial like lag between when you first cast it and they start falling reliably. That's a problem. You have to throw your two big controls, at least your big one, flash fire from in line of sight. Your other big control, cinders, that's PBAOE. You got to run in, and hot feet's gonna aggro as you're going in there. So you got some issues. You can drop your patch and your rain of fire around the corner. But stuff like werewolves, they can run out of that because they're not really affected by the slows of the rain or the knockdown. Is sometimes they just get up and run right through it. So anyway, it's a little bit risky. Probably the pets might be the worst problem, just because they're so aggro hungry, and if you don't have smoke or some way to obscure them, they get spotted. So even though you've got personal stealth like I do, they have no stealth unless you throw smoke. So that's where they can easily become an aggro magnet. And if somebody starts throwing AoE at the imps, it's going to hit you on top of that. And I think the medicine pool concept on paper sounds cool, right? Hey, I can heal my imps and I can give them injection to protect them from mez. Oh, and I can heal myself. No, they're interruptible. Okay. I, I've mentioned this with Trip Mine. I really think the days of interruptible powers have ended. They should go away. Um, you know, because how many interrupt slots do you have to put in there for them to actually be useful? Because if it's more than one, then what's the point? Even if you three slotted, let's say, interrupts, you can still get interrupted in the first second or so. So what good is it? And then as soon as you get interrupted first time, then you got to try it again, and you've already spent the endurance on it because it fires, just gets interrupted, so it costs you endurance. And then there's somebody in effects, especially at late game with debuff patches and that sort of stuff that enemies are using, that if you're standing in them, it doesn't matter. You get interrupted automatically. So I think this needs to go if you want medicine pool to be more usable. I think its only main use is as a post fight touch up yourself or your imps, but in the middle of combat, no. Short range, that's not so good. Injection might be the only really usable pre pre buff type of thing. I don't think that is an interruptible, is it? Confused protection. I don't think. Okay, this is funny or sad. Yeah. So all right. So aid other and aid self there are interruptible, but injection is not. What's up with that? Right? I mean, they all should be interruptible then. So needs some work. I would say respec. That's probably what I should do. I should dump the medicine pool because I got 3 slots in that bad boy, right? Think of what I could do with those 3 slots. I could take the fight pool, right? I could go, boxing, tough weave. That would definitely increase my survivability way more than aid self is doing, for sure. And I could still get, I could actually get more recharge because I could use weave and throw luck of the gambler in there. I could get probably gets a recharge out of the. There is one of these shield sets has it, or I could go stealth. I could go maneuvers. I could get 2 more defense powers right there. Throw luck of the gamblers in both of them. That would give me more survivability and better domination than the medicine pool. So anyway, it's stuff like that I'm hoping this little showcase is useful for you guys because maybe medicine pool sounds cool, but in practice it sucks, you know. So that was one of the big reasons I'm doing this. It's just to kind of show you some builds some things I did. And obviously, I've made mistakes in some things, or some things I would do over. But I play so many different characters. It's not like I definitely need. Oh, look, I lied. I do have another purple set. I put. Looks like I have a respec I did on this one, at least a little bit. I do have cinders instead of the basilisks. I put the unbreakable constraint. So I do have a little bit more recharge than my mids build shows. I think the rest of the stuff is what I told you though. Well, there you go, guys. That is this build. Hopefully it was useful. I'm going to go ahead and run some team missions to see if that, what difference that makes. I think I'll actually be able to keep myself safer because I should have other people absorbing some of these hits, and I can just throw bonfires and flash fires from range, keep the whole team safe. If the imps go running around doing crazy stuff, that's their problem. Especially if I got somebody else throwing some heals out there, aura heals, they can actually keep them alive a lot better than my stupid medicine pool is. All right, I'll be back with some team action.